All right. Welcome, everybody, to Monday, Moon Day Monday. I'm your host for today's Cosmic Comic Book Read, and we are going to be reading Zatanna. Oh, good. I'm glad that I did this so I can actually mirror this properly. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to call it a live recording. What you're going to be able to do is after this reading, you're going to be able to get this read in full on my Ko-Fi, so on the Cosmic Comic Book Club page where you have all the replays. You can get any of those replays there. So without further ado, we're going to get started. I apologize if you can hear some of the sounds of the city. I'm going to see... oh, hey, Katie. Welcome. Long time no see. Hey, that guy, Bishop. Welcome. So this is a new Zatanna look because I'm unveiling... I got a Zatanna comic book for this very read because I've been meaning to do a title read for Zatanna, and I've been doing a lot of Constantine reading with Zatanna, as well as Justice League Dark, which of course she plays a very big role in both of those, but she is well worth a look all on her own. So let me put on my gloves and we'll get started. Thank you for that, Katie. So are you guys familiar with Zatanna? If not, I'm going to give you guys some background into her. So she's from the DC universe. Her mother is actually from ancient Atlantis. I have a video on my YouTube if you want to check it out about the Homo Magi. So it's like a race of humans that are magically inclined in nature. I'm sure some of you can relate to that kind of concept because, you know, even though magic is magic, it still needs to make sense in some sort of way. So Zatanna is, her father is, oh my gosh, I forget her dad's name. It's Zatara, I think. Zatara. Oh my goodness. Yes. Hey, Conjure. Yes, it is Zatanna. And I am waiting for a live action version of Zatanna. Perhaps we can do some on our own. I'm actually also going to be cutting a blonde wig for my Constantine in my life, my hubby. So stay tuned for fun little magic tricks when it comes to that. So we're going to do a read of Zatanna, and then we're going to look a little... I don't know if you guys have... I got this comic book as a gift from my sister. It's Identity Crisis, and we're going to talk a little bit about it because Zatanna plays a role in it as well. So stay tuned for that. Let me just make sure my shadows are all good. Zatara, yes, JWT. I don't know why they censored that comment. Oh my goodness, like bashing into things. Okay, so Zatanna is the magical backup when it comes to the Justice League. She's on Justice League Dark as well. Now, there is also commentary that Zatanna can be a little bit overpowered, and she shares this with Supergirl, where like she's so overpowered that she can, whatever she says backwards is how she casts spells, right? And in this comic, I think in the animated version they may have done this story as well. I think Anna de Armas. I need to double check who that is, but I trust your judgment call. There was some dream casting in this comic book because this one actually, oh my gosh, it's such a dark comic. I don't know if you guys have read it. So I received a few comic books as gifts from my sister. This is a crazy, I don't know if you guys have read it. I will read it at another point, but it's pretty dark and the illustrations are amazing. So this will be a very special read. We'll do this on the new moon that's coming up. Yes, on the 23rd we have a new moon. So actually, quick little break as we talk about cosmic conjunctions today. So I meant to go on live earlier to talk about astrology today. Hey, Papa Dave. Hey, nice to see you. I'm also going to reach out to Nicole Haber. I hope that's how you spell her name as well. And any other musicians who are interested in doing live action theater, all that kind of stuff. Because I'm planning a live show in September in conjunction with the eclipse, or a lot of eclipses, things that are happening upcoming. Because, you know, magic. And Zatanna is really special just because she herself is also a stage performer, right? She is a magician. So there is this concept of, like Houdini and stuff, I think has been quoted as saying is that magicians are also the caretakers of real magic, right? So it's like this idea of knowing what's a trick, and even though it's a magic trick, there's still magic in that trick, right? But then there is also legit magic. So let's get into, I'm just going to go into the read right away, just so we get through the whole thing. And if you want to get the full read replay, I'm going to have them all available on my Ko-Fi for $7 a pop, but you can also get a $10 Cosmic Comic Book Club membership. That's the way. It's taken me a long time to kind of figure out, like, how do I want to organize all of this in the reads? But we also, I want to have analysis, because comic books are books too, right? So when you all have book clubs, you all take different themes from it and different storylines, different versions. We can have some fun discussions, I think, just like what we have here today, right? All right, so let's get right into it. Once upon a time that was and was not, when the skeleton well-covered eyes dripping star-birthing tears, the princesses Allura, is it two of them? So there's magical princesses here. We're setting the stage of what's happening in this world. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Papa Dave. I have her, I follow her, and I've been on her lives before. So it'd be fun to coordinate on some new music for musicals, right? And any kind of cosmic shows. Oh my goodness, there we go. Also, I'm working on doing like magic tricks as well. So that's fun. So stay tuned to see if we can actually pull a rabbit out of our hat and that kind of thing. Okay. The princesses Allura held each other close for the first time. Once one, and now two, a sister of light and a sister of shadow. Yet, despite their physical embrace, the sisters' hearts were severed by magic, and now further apart than ever before. The two sisters needed each other, however. The archmage of the village would not listen and banished the sister of shadow to a realm far, far away. So there's two sisters, Allura, a sister of light and a sister of shadow. And, shadow people, right? The dark is not always evil, right? We know this from like Batman. And going back to even Zatanna, she grows up. It's kind of a shame that she's not involved in a lot more of like the DC live action, because she actually grew up next to Arkham Asylum. I think when we did a live action with Penguin, I was like, hey, I grew up near Arkham. Like that's, Raven, yes. Nicole would be a great Raven. You think? Right? I think so. And I have a Starfire cosplay, but I would love to find a Starfire. And I think in this Identity Crisis where they had like dream casting, I think he said that they wanted Nicole Campbell to be Starfire. I'm like, that would be a cool Starfire. She would have to be like very tall and Amazonian and orange. Wonderful. Okay, let's go on. I love Raven as a character too, by the way. She's so complex. She would be an awesome Raven, right? And then I would also love to pull in, there's Dazzler as well in the Marvel universe, where she takes sound frequency and she can repurpose it for like power, right? So she's like a singer, but she's also like a superhero, Dazzler. So I've been working on a cosplay for her, but I'd love to have a singer be Dazzler as well. I could do her makeup, all that kind of stuff. So, but any of those other kind of characters, I think, deserve being brought to life. And I think roller skating, I've been trying to learn how to roller skate for like a while now. I used to skate like figure skate, as well as like rollerblade, but that's a different movement than roller skating, right? Roller skating, like I feel like sometimes it's like, I feel like you're gonna fall on your butt because you have to stop with your toe. Anyways, let's continue on. There's a sister of light, a sister of shadow. We are reading Zatanna with Zatara, right? And let's continue on. Okay. The Sister of Shadow could do nothing but curse the Archmage with all of her rotten heart. Who is this Archmage? I wonder if it's Zatanna's father. Possibly. Hey Timmy, how's it going? Oh, I have to send you some of my sketches. I have some new ones that I've done lately. They could use some color. Okay. Also, coloring in is not that easy, you guys. I've been trying to color in some of my own pencil sketches, and I feel like some things, it's why even if you think of like manga, like Sailor Moon, all of the manga comic books, or Berserk, or Dragon Ball, or any of the mangas, they're all always in black and white. So it's an interesting style choice. Even in film, right? There's certain movies that were created in black and white, even though we have like color technology, and it's a choice, right? It's telling you something too from it. Like even, what was that movie, Pleasantville, where it was all black and white and you introduce color, or The Gift. Yeah, to me, yeah. Or Rainbow Bright. The whole point of that show is just like bringing color to a world of gray and black. And Sen Cody. Oh yeah. Okay, let's continue on. So there's a Sister of Light and a Sister of Shadow, and then this Archmage came along and basically banished the Sister of Shadow, and she got all angry at it. So this is like what happens, right? Like this combination of, nature and nurture as to how we end up with like villains and things like that. And as I was saying, like these two girls used to be one being and they were split. And I think there's a lesson in there in all of us as well, that we have within us a version of light and a version of shadow. And it's not about like banishing one away, right? Because that has ramifications to it, right? So now, some weeks ago, that Archmage, Cindella, it's actually Zatanna's mother. Zatanna's mother is Cindella. She's like a magical being, right? So, Yin Lang. Oh, yay! Welcome, everybody, to the Cosmic Comic Book Club. I'm your host for this evening. I'm Zatanna. Actually, I'm going to get some of the movie magic in there as well. The moon, all that kind of good stuff. I apologize for some of the sounds of the city behind me. Like, they were, for some strange reason, working on, like, the TTC tracks up until, like, just now. What's up with that? Okay, continuing on. Pull this way. Yeah. Microphone towards me. There we go. Get my setup up. Right. Let's shift to this side, actually. Yeah, because I'm reading this page. Beautiful. Perfect. So some weeks ago, that Archmage Cindella died before I could have my revenge, as did her lover, goddamn Zatanna. Yeah, Zatanna. So everyone's right. Zatanna. Risa, it's been so long. I will battle another time. This is supposed to be a full read, so I'm not going to have battles in the middle of it. So maybe after I finish it. Maybe I actually get through the whole thing. All right, guys. So we have now realized that the Archmage, like, what's the difference between a mage and an Archmage? I guess it's like angel and archangel, a higher level of mage. Mage is just another magician, right? I always say that in a D&D quest, you always need a good mage, spellcaster on the team, right? So Cindella is Zatanna's mother, and Zatanna is Zatanna's father. And so this Sister of Shadow is all still like angry at the fact that she was banished as a result of Zatanna's mother. So she's holding a grudge. Their daughter, Zatanna, is now the only one who can pay the equal suffering that is owed. And she will pay. Excuse me? What the heck? That's not my fault. That has nothing to do with me. So then the Crimson Palace nightclub. Ooh, that's a cool name for a nightclub. The Crimson Palace. That said, I have never been accused of possessing an abundance of altruism. If I'm to help you, you must also help me. Hello, Scott Summers. How's it going? Okay, where are we? Oh, yes. I lost everything to escape damnation and find a blessed death. Only to be ripped back to this accursed existence. Can you return the peace that my soul aches for? It's something interesting here, like where oftentimes these beings of eternity crave death, like crave this end, this peace, right? Because there's this concept of, if you study psychology, this concept even of like the death drive, where us being alive and doing all this stuff, it's like actually causing stress, right? It's actually like difficult to be in this state of motion, and that we actually crave being more like at peace and like, oh, I have to worry about anything. But that's this, even going back to when Jean Grey was talking to the Phoenix, different universe, but same concept when it comes to dealing with like bigger cosmological ideas, right? Where yeah, anyways, let's get going. I lost my train of thought. So I lost everything to escape damnation and find a blessed death, only to be ripped back to this accursed existence. Can you return the peace that my soul aches for? Well, unfortunately, that is too much for even me, Lady White. However, I can offer you emancipation from that disgusting cretin's hold on you. That collar that keeps you at his beck and call is elementary blood magic. Elementary, my dear Watson, right? I can easily get rid of it. This thing is the only reason why I haven't bitten right through Brother Knight's throat. So, what do you want me to do? Well then, follow me. Oh, welcome all newcomers to the Cosmic Comic Book Club. I am your host. I am Zatanna, and we are reading my own comic book, Zatanna, title card, DC Universe, magical backup, guys. And so, also Zatanna, it's funny, I found out more about her when I was doing nerdy stuff, learning about the Ninja Turtles, because, you know, the Ninja Turtles are all named after Renaissance artists, and I do feel like we're in an age right now where you may be a Renaissance person as well. So like, not only are you a poet, but you're also a sculptor, but you also do like singing or dancing and acting, this idea of being a triple threat, this idea of all the different artistic practices becoming well-rounded in them, right? Studying the classics, all that kind of good stuff. And also, it's said that Zatanna is actually Leonardo da Vinci's great-great-great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter, and she actually has his notebook for some spells. So we should maybe revisit some of Leonardo da Vinci's stuff. And he did some cool inventions and sketches as it comes to horses and flying machines way back in the day. But more on that at a later time. Okay, did he ever tell you what this is? Oh, in between the my gosh, what word is that? In between the self-aggrandizing Debrades? No. I have been searching for this for years. This is a Leviathan, some magical object, right? Oh my gosh, Wolfie, are you dreaming? He's dreaming right now. He does this sometimes when I read comic books. He's like, I'm in the dream right now. You know, like Wishbone, where he goes into the story. What's the story, Wishbone? So what's the comic, Wolfie? And then that'd be kind of fun. I do have a crypto read coming up, so stay tuned for that too. So this is a Leviathan, a weapon crafted by the god of mischief himself, Loki, out of his own tongue. Oh, does he not have a tongue anymore? Not a Wishbone reference. Let me uncensor that comment. Take off my glove for that so that I can actually do that. I loved Wishbone. I loved all of those let's make learning fun, you know, by Invade the Space. We should bring back Wishbone. My dog actually watches he likes anime. My dog likes to watch anime and stuff. My sis is like, I miss watching anime with Wolfie. He's like, her dog doesn't watch TV. I don't know if any of your dogs watch TV or like watching certain things on TV. Heck yes, bring back. Yeah. I can have Wolfie, but like have Wolfie be in the comic book as a character. And then you go into a portal, which is the comic book, you know. Let's see what I can do with some of my movie magic, right? Because movies are magic, right? And also bear in mind that you as the observer and the individual who is interfacing with that art, you are what brings that to life, right? What is a song or a story if there's not anyone to hear it, right? Even if it's yourself. Okay, so a Leviathan, a weapon crafted by the god of mischief Loki out of his own tongue. Dear me. As elusive as the trickster himself, it can take many forms and split into infinite copies of itself. That sounds like a virus, actually. Strike someone with its blade, and you can implant a lie that they cannot help but believe. So that's the power of it. Of course, Loki. Oh, hey, Craig Myers. How's it going? Welcome to the read. We're reading Zatanna. I'm Zatanna. And it's fun because this is the first time I'm reading a title card comic book as Zatanna, because I've been reading a lot of Constantine. I do love Constantine and Justice League Dark, but, you know, Zatanna can stand on her own, definitely. I wouldn't mind doing my own movie as Zatanna if they wouldn't mind. Well, I'm going to go look into some stuff about her, actually. She's a very old character. She's actually in Crisis as well. She's definitely in a lot of the stories, but never as a main character. And I do think, as I said before, it's like she's kind of overpowered, especially if she's able to talk. So they usually try to take her out by, like, blocking her vocal cords, kind of like Black Canary in that sense. Like if you can't, and this is also like the power of your throat chakra too, as well, right? Oh, thanks, Kev's Collectible Spot. Appreciate you, because, you know, each of the girls that I cosplay as, they have their own look, their own lipstick, their own eyeshadow, their own eyes. So it's been fun because they're also aspects of me too. So it's like getting to know yourself through different characters that you love. Hey, Voki. Okay. So remember, this is DC Universe. So this is DC version of Loki. And something to also keep in mind when we're dealing with myth or gods and goddesses, and even Atlantis, right? Because we have Aquaman in the DC world, but we do still have Atlantis in Marvel as well, right? So Atlantis exists because of Plato, and whether or not Atlantis is a real place, I do think of it as a place that exists in the dreamscape. So more on mapping that out at a future time. Thank you, Invade the Space, for that like. You know what I'm talking about. I see this stream was pushed off. Which stream? Yes. I'm on my own tangent of reorganizing my my schedule. So just to let you guys know, coming up, my Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have those reserved for energy readings, astro readings, tarot readings, any of that kind of stuff. You can book my calendar for those days. But those days I'm releasing a new podcast. Oh yes, it was supposed to be yesterday, but what happened yesterday? Oh yes, I'm gonna finish off the call with that, because there's something called a Grand Cross. There was something called a Grand Cross in 1999, around when you were born, Toki, and we're celebrating the 26th year anniversary of that to the day today. I didn't know about that till I actually looked it up when I was writing my book. So it's crazy pants in terms of trying to divinate and schedule alignments and all that. Hey Philip, how's it going? Welcome. So we had to reschedule a lot of D&D stuff with my D&D group because of different scheduling. Let me just finish this read, and then we'll talk a little bit about that, because I do want this to be available to you guys in full, if you're a member of any of my groups and stuff. So, and in a future date, we're going to be reading this, Identity Crisis, which is much more of a dark read. And in it, Zatanna actually wipes Batman's memory, right? And there's this big conversation between Green Arrow and Flash, because Flash finds out about it. And he doesn't like it, because Barry, of course, like, I think it was Wally at this point who's like this, because at this point in this timeline, Barry's gone. So Wally's like, oh my gosh, you wiped Batman's memory. And I think someone says in here that, like, yeah, even though they wiped Batman's memory, it's like Batman knows that something's missing. So it's kind of like this. We'll read this later. This will be for members only of the comic book club. So make sure you're subscribed, all that kind of good stuff. And I will do it on TikTok for, like, subscribers only. And if you aren't already subscribed, it's super cheap. But if you don't find it affordable, just reach out to me, because I do feel like the more important thing is for people to learn these stories. And I feel like this was a gift from my sister. She also gifted me the complete works of Alan Moore, like all of the comics that Alan Moore ever wrote in the DC universe in one book. So we're gonna look at that. Some Identity Crisis. Yes, this is an intense story. Like what happens to oh my gosh, what happens to everyone but Elongated Man, and like the messed up nature, and that part where Tim and Bruce and Nightwing, the Bat family really go through it. And for any of you that resonate with members of the Bat family, probably because you've survived trauma in your own life, because that's why I relate to Batgirl, right? And Barbara Gordon, and like even like her relationship with her dad. And the reason for targeting her was because she was Commissioner Gordon's daughter, not because she's Batgirl. And then also this concept of hiding a part of yourself to protect those you love. And this idea here of identity crisis is that, I think they say that, you know, the minute that you become a soup, you put the mask on, you put a target on your friends and family's backs, right? And also this idea that you wear the mask so that you protect your loved ones, right? You create a new persona to shield your, like, deeper self and your relationships. But yeah, Zach, definitely intense. So let's continue on, just to get you guys up to speed as to where we are. This is Zatanna's title card read. So the story is about her. In it, we have a goddess named Allura, and Allura was split into a goddess of light and a goddess of shadow. And Zatanna's mother, Cindella, she's a homo magi, magic being, right? And she, as an archmage, basically banished the goddess of shadow into like the darkness abyss. So the Grand Cross, was it really Pokey? Oh my gosh. We're going to talk about the Grand Cross tomorrow, I think. I'll talk about it a little bit today, but tomorrow we'll be doing Astro, because Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm going to be doing more of my longer form on YouTube and on TikTok. But we're going to talk more about like Astro, neurolinguistic astrology, as well as more like topical things. And I'm calling it the Bohemian Revolution because Truth, Beauty, Freedom, and Love show is very, very long to say. And so I will have guests on that show. So that'll be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That won't be in cosplay. That will just be as me, but we'll be building up my own radio show from that as well. So, oh, thank you, Pokey. Amazing. I will use that resource tomorrow when we go live. And also, I loved the Power Rangers, you guys. I love Max. I love kaiju. I love like big crazy monsters like Godzilla. Like, yeah, you know. Okay. Here we go. We got basically this weapon or magical item that was made from Loki's tongue that allows anyone to believe a lie that you tell, like no matter what. So quite a nefarious type of magical item. Of course, I guess we're dealing with the god of mischief stuff. So there we go. So strike someone with its blade and you can implant a lie that they cannot help but believe. A well-crafted lie will latch onto one's core, the deepest part of oneself, and turn it into a poison. Oh, that corrodes until there is absolutely nothing left. This will be the means of my revenge, and in turn, your freedom. And so, my goodness, I'm like knocking over the moon. And so, Lady White, do we have a deal? Hey, that guy Bishop, welcome. We're reading Zatanna today. It seems we do, Princess Allura. It seems that we do. And so now, that was a flashback. So now we're back into the now time. Oh, Eldon, how I've been waiting for this moment. But no rush. I'll make sure to take all the time I need to savor this. Hey, Garden Bitch, welcome to the read. I'm reading Zatanna as Zatanna. Welcome to the Cosmic Comic Book Club. I know it's been a moment and I've been trying to get my schedule all sorted, but I'll be doing comic book reads on Monday, Wednesdays, and either Friday, Saturdays for sure. There'll be extras in between. But Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm leaving for Astro and more podcasty, kind of like energy, woo-woo, learning how to harness your psychic ability stuff. So Jean Grey might show up for some of those lives. We'll see. Okay. So she's basically saying here, she's using, I guess, this wand now to implant the lie, basically. Ha! Cough, cough. Is that supposed to be a threat? Besides, you won't have much cough before, you won't have much time, cough, cough, before the magician finds her way back. Ha ha. Please, Eldon. Levatin is the name of the magical item that they're using here on him. Levatin has shattered, oh my goodness. What? Levatin has shattered Zatanna's soul. When did that happen? Okay, Levatin has shattered Zatanna's soul into pieces. All that is left is to find each pathetic fragment and grind them into dust. What the heck? That's very, very intense. So the reason why they're going after Zatanna is because the archmage who banished that goddess of shadow was actually Zatanna's mother. And due to the fact that she's gone or dead, they're basically exacting their revenge on her daughter, right? So sins of the father or sins of the mother transport down to, the daughter or son, right? Similar, like, kind of trope here, right? And I wonder if Zatanna even knows this. All right. Ha-ha. Cough. Ha-ha-ha-ha. Hack. You absolute idiots. Lady White, my darling, do you hate me so much that you believe anything you're told without question? You have no idea what Allura is. You have only traded my leash for a carry-on noose. Oh, indeed. And Allura, you think that was simply Zatanna's soul shattering? Stop deceiving yourself. No, that was a magician preparing her next trick. And while premature, here's mine. Awaken, O Crimson Palace. Oh, hey, Tasman. Oh, thank you for the roses. Zatanna appreciates that. Little bow. I have to find my wand. It's somewhere. Also, I've been working on a little magic trick where we can pull a rabbit out of my hat, perhaps. Because as I said here, that's what they said. They're like, oh, we shattered Zatanna's soul into a million pieces. And it's like, please, bitch, that was just a magic trick. Right? It's just you're causing a distraction. Always keep them guessing. I am reading, hey Tojo, I'm reading Zatanna as myself. Zatanna, aha, how fun, right? How magical is this? Okay, so no, that was a magician preparing her next trick. And while premature, Here's mine. Awaken, O Crimson Palace. And then, let's see if I can switch to the other side. Welcome all newcomers to the Cosmic Comic Book Club. I am Zatanna from the DC Universe, the magical backup to the Justice League and all your friends. Here to give you guys, magical backup intel. And I've been meaning to read a title card read of Zatanna for a while because she deals with a lot of cosmic forces that I can kind of relate to. Stuff like the dream state, dream world, what do you want to call it? Anything like that. All part of it. Ooh, Marvel. I love Marvel too, though, but I don't discriminate between the two. They each have their own universes, and it's just like different mythologies, like Egyptian myth versus like Indian myth or Hindu myth, Viking myth or Norse mythology versus Greek myth. Can you choose a favorite? You can have a favorite, right? But I'm a Gemini moon. I have multiple favorites, which is why I have multiple cosplays. But Zatanna is very special to me just because she deals with actually being a performer as well, being a magician as well. And I love stage performances. I love all of the work that goes into a stage show. Oh, thank you, Pokey. You're so sweet. We're going to get into the importance of today and why I maybe rescheduled the reading accidentally on purpose. There are no coincidences, only synchronicities that we haven't tagged yet, right? Actually, wait, that should be on this side. Okay, let's continue onward. Awaken, O forgotten goddess of crimson hunger. I offer you these bodies and souls plump with carnal desire. Help! Oh God, oh God, oh God. So, looking very Hellraiser-y, actually. Oh, Tojo, thank you. Oh, that's perfect. Like the confetti matches the whole idea of like being on a stage, right? Okay. So what the hell is this? Feed, so that this may be an offering in a drop of your infinitely toothed maw. And if you accept, take me into your embrace, that I may bask in your majesty. Oh, Tassin, thank you. Oh, thanks, you guys. Appreciate it. Love it. Level Up Sparks from Tojo and Tasman. Thank you for the Rosa. Okay. So that's the thing, though. Even in movies and stuff, right? Where people are like, I'm going to open a portal. I want an infinite life. I want ultimate power. And people are like, you don't know what you're dealing with. Did you put your protective circle around yourself? Do you have like other people in there with you who like have your back? Because if you don't, you can seriously not just F yourself, but your whole entire world. And I think, you guys, what we're also dealing with in the world right now is a lot of people who have forgotten their own magic. I just need money and want happiness. Oh, Pokey, yes. I do think we can talk about money and value and resources and what that all is another time. So we can do things like abundance spells together and like what does it mean to manifest? Because there's a lot of like woo-woo stuff about it, but there's a practicality in all of it, right? Because nothing ever comes from like everything always begins with a thought, right? It begins in here, and then it comes into form. And so bringing something from like a thought, isn't that magic? Sometimes it just might take a little while. It's not instantaneous, but maybe the better you get at it, then the easier it becomes, or the faster the manifestation happens, right? Of course, there's nothing wrong with having money. And I mean, also too, I feel like that's the big thing with like, even if you're someone who provides service, let's say, I don't know, anything, I'm cutting your hair, or like I have a whole team of girls who are like my team, right? Like a girl who does like hair, a girl who like does my makeup, a girl who does like my nails, all that kind of stuff. And then all of them moved away My hairdresser Dorothy, who I love, she used to do my hair in all different colors and like all different experiments. And she moved to Mexico, and I hopefully will be able to do a lot more travel gigs so I can see all of my girls and we can film more stuff together. All right, let's continue. I'm just for now, Pokey. I see that changing very soon. It is, right? Dun, 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 dun. Welcome. I do have to update this a little bit. There's some things I need to update for her, like such as like the red and the hat. There's like a couple things. Also, too, I am learning how to do some actual magic. I have a girlfriend on Substack. Her name's Charlotte Pentdragon. What a cool last name, Pentdragon, meaning like, are you related to King Arthur? King Arthur and Camelot also makes an appearance in both the DC universe and the Marvel universe in the context of magic. But we'll get to that in a future episode as well, when Zatanna teaches you guys the superhero school. Because, you know, Supergirl will teach you about Krypton and engineering and space and stuff. I'm going to teach you about how to do magic. And maybe we can do some stuff together. And Batgirl can teach you about the Dewey Decimal System and how to, like, organize things. Okay. So, and if you accept, take me into your embrace that I may bask in your majesty. No, don't you dare run from me, Peck. Leave him, Lady White. We need to save ourselves. So Lady White she's like a vampire lady, and she's working with Allura, the Shadow Allura, to get revenge on Zatanna. But the way that this guy is saying to her is like, you don't know what you're dealing with. Tisk, tisk, I'm gone for 5 minutes, and I come back to this mess? You, Allura, I should have known your putrid fingers were stirring the pot. But since you've finally shown yourself, why not stay and enjoy the show? For one night only, a special comeback performance, I proudly present to you Auzonas adras dinare anaka egel, evil dedet edgechet etret. I hope I said that correctly because it was in reverse. And then she's got backup. She's got Wonder Woman with her too. It's not just Zatanna, right? And Diana, the princess of the Amazons, and Wonder Woman says, we're here for you, Zatanna. Everyone to aid and action. It's good to see you back to your old self, Z. I love how they call her Z too, because Z-E-E, because my middle name is Sabrina, as you know. I'm Rachel Z, and also my married name has a Z, so I love the Z. The Z also looks like a lightning bolt, and also like a rune for Stohilo, which is like the connection between like heaven and earth, which is what you are too, right? Okay. Good to see you back to your old self, Z. I figured I'd make some calls and ready up in case you needed us. I am so glad you did, Bobo. You and Ragman focus on getting as many people out as you can. We are on it. Zatanna, there is a wickedness deep in this place, but it appears to not have fully awakened yet. Good, Madame Xanadu. I want you and Dr. Fate to keep it that way. Getting digested is not part of tonight's show. So basically they barged in on Zatanna's performance to try to digest everyone. So what I was thinking about everyone being in like that Hellraiser realm was kind of right. They were in like some sort of stomach situation. Okay. Diana, you're with me. Adam is somewhere in the mess, and we need to find Nebrios. What does this mean? Oh, hey, Dick Grayson. Imagine seeing you here. How's it going? You guys are all providing me some backup. I love it. You know, like you scratch my back, I scratch yours, and we're all friends anyways, right? So what's a little bit of a favor between friends? I once tore skin from some and ripped your flesh open. took my trophy, your throne, proof of victory well chosen. Once again, war horns are bloom. Let our gluttony for blood soak in. Haha, I always notice this about magic users. The way they speak in prose, it's always like poetic in nature. There's, even when I read Alan Moore, when I read Grant Morrison, the way that like they're talking, there's something else in the, like the rhythm of how you're saying it as to like why they're saying, like why they put the words in that order. I don't know. I just get that feeling whenever there are comic books about magic. It's just a thought. Oh, but yeah, yay. Dick Grayson in the house. Hey, hey. Also, if you guys are, I have 2 movie making streams, one with like the DC universe and one with the Marvel universe. So if you cosplay in characters of either of those universes, please get at me. I have scripts, and I do have some like fan fiction that I'm going to try to bring to life as a way, you know, to respectfully honor these characters, and even use a lot of the comic books as storyboards for how you would create them. So I'm still editing some that I've already shot. Stay tuned. Okay. Ha 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 ha. Raha or Ra. I think he's just yelling at this point. No ripping open flesh, Etrigan. Etrigan. I don't know why I had added the extra to it. If you guys remember Etrigan from Constantine's world, he's that Camelot knight who makes that deal with Merlin, like seals their souls together, the demon and the knight, and then they like share a body. Are there any WWE wrestlers? You know, it's funny you mentioned this, Pokey, because I loved wrestling growing up in Winnipeg, because I don't know if you guys know this, but Roddy Piper, who was in the movie They Live, he's from Saskatchewan, right? So the prairies. He did his first show in the Winnipeg Arena, where I'm from, Winnipeg. And fun story as well, I actually am good friends with Brian Chipman, who's actually, like, his family owns the arena in Winnipeg. And I remember growing up, he was always so broke because his parents were trying to teach him, like, the value of money and all that kind of stuff. And so he'd be like, oh, guys, I need $20. And we'd be like, doesn't your family own the arena? So just kind of funny. I watch wrestling. No, you don't. Wrestling has its own stories to it as well, right? And all like, they might as well be a similar kind of comic book when it comes to the different personalities and the showmanship and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, where are we here? No ripping open flesh, Etrigan. Oh, because it's Etrigan, so he would all obviously be talking in prose and in, you know, poetry, because the poetry and like haikus, and even if you think of like the I Ching, all of this stuff, Shakespeare, it's all done in poetry and prose. Oh, Philip, Roddy Piper called you champ. Oh, I love. He was such a, the interviews he did and stuff, and like the fact he worked with John Carpenter, like I'm gonna put his character in my movie as well, because this is like a spiritual successor to John Carpenter's stuff. So I'm trying to work out something where like I bring some of these characters back into life. Follow. Oh, I will. Scooby-Doo has crossed over with Batman, and WWE's John Cena being one of the people to meet him. I love John Cena. There's a funny, there's like a funny prank with John Cena. I need to find it and share it with you guys. I have literally the most childish sense of humor. So me and my sister love to share like little things like that. So if you want to send me any of those kind of funny things, please do, because I could always use a good laugh. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just dropped the moon. Yeah, I'm okay. Okay, I was trying to do that there for effect, but I'm going to move that out of the way. I think we know all the John Cena jokes. Maybe we do. I'm from the time before, though, with wrestling, because I used to love, like, Trish Stratus and, like, Lita with, like, her thong hanging out the back, and, like, Macho Man Randy Jackson and his beautiful wife. So, love it. You got his autograph twice. So yes, a version of WWE is in DC, but I don't know about Marvel. That is very cool, Dick Grayson. Yeah, that makes sense. And I think Conan is Marvel, or Conan was bought by Marvel, if you want to do it that way. Randy Jackson, yeah, the Macho Man. I'm not going to do an impression of Macho Man. My friend Laura used to do the funniest impression of Macho Man to make me laugh. Hi, Mr. Wink. Let's power on, though, you guys. I thought I would be finished this way before the hour was done, but we're not even done halfway. So let's power through. You guys are beautiful distractions. I think I said that wrong. Oh, yeah, maybe. I'm so bad with names like that, Amityville. I kind of, let's just call him Macho Man. Randy Savage, that's what it is, not Randy Jackson. Luchadors. Oh, yeah. I love it. Okay. WWE used to be WWF, right? And there was the WCW. My friend Laura always liked the WCW more than WWF, right? Because I think, what was her name? Alundra Blaze and Ric Flair, I think, was WCW. Thank you. Okay, let's continue on, my fellow magic users and superhero friends. Because, as I said, a lot of the magic comic books usually contain other intel in them, and I hope something in here, wakes you up. Okay. Boo. Why did Blood even deign to answer your summon if you refuse to let me engage in some fun? I've got him. Go, Zatanna, says Diana. Desel also of hut, ekin uroi dia. Sa I retin ilub lisib dim. So I think that says, I'm not going to try to read that in reverse. Sometimes I can read it, but this is hard. This is, and this slept the less. I don't know what that says. It's too difficult. We played, oh my gosh, the WWF on N64 is amazing. I used to play also all the wrestling games on Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo used to be good for all the button mashing games, like Double Dragon, or even that side-scroller game with like the Avengers. That was fun. Okay. Dan. This is trippy looking. Zatanna? So this is what Leviathan's showing you. I am so sorry I got you into this. You were only trying to help, but I still... No, I deserve this ever since I put the demon skin suit on, right? Because Constantine talks about this as well with Zatanna, where magic always has a cost. You can't get something for nothing. And so sometimes when people are trying to get things like ultimate power or whatever, what have you, they don't realize that like they have to sacrifice something as well. Yes, I am planning on the biggest house party, and you're all invited. So, like how we used to do it back in the day. Old CM Punk, that would be hilarious. I would love that. Okay. Okay. I haven't been able to set foot inside a church for years. My eyes burn at the sight of a cross. I pray and only hell answers me. The blue devil was a test of faith, and my faith crumbled. And so now this is my penance. You are so wrong, Dan, says Zatanna. I've seen so much good in your heart, so much humor, so much kindness. You turned the demon skin of Nebrios into a blue devil, a hero. Oh, how I wish I could believe that. You can, says Zatanna. Hey, Pikachu, thank you for that. Yay, appreciate it. Lots of love back at you. Okay. She says, and this is why I love Zatanna. Like, even, like, this guy's been like, I'm a demon, I'm awful, I'm terrible. And she's like, no way, man. I've seen so much good in your heart and so much humor and kindness. You turned the demon skin of Nebrios into Blue Devil the hero. I wish I could believe that. You can, with just a little faith. And then, ooh, dun 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 dun. See, I told you. Z. Oh, look at that. Just a little bit of belief in yourself and you can just transform. So we went from that whole like, I'm awful, I feel bad about myself, in that bad frequency. And he's able to transmute it and transform. Welcome back, Dan. Thanks. Hell of a hangover. I came for a fight, but now my foe sits unfit. Get him to safety, and you two can arm wrestle once this is all over. If ale you can provide, then said contest I will permit. Be on guard, Zatanna, says Wonder Woman. Do you have my back, Diana? Without question. Oh, Zatanna, Zatanna, Zatanna. Why won't you just die? I had to axe that trick from the set list. I am going to tear you apart. So who do you have here? This like white lady vampire biatch and the evil goddess, and versus Wonder Woman and Zatanna. I think I have Wonder Woman and Zatanna as my dream team. That would be a great team up, I think. Zatanna, the vampire. Yikes. Let me guess. I'm curious, Wonder Woman. Ton agrinum nosrap ha. Ah, annoying little brat. What haunting whispers do you think Leviathan has for you? As long as I draw breath, I will shatter all falsehoods. Because remember, Wonder Woman has the lasso of truth. And so when you put that up against that other magical item that causes you to believe lies, these things are, you know, alchemically opposing each other, right? No, my late fit in. So like, I basically think that the lasso of truth destroyed that Loki tongue thing. The boy is the least of your concerns right now, magician. I need to wrap this up and find Adam. So, sorry, that was she needs to find Adam. And the response to that was the vampire chickie being like, you got a lot more than that to deal with. Oh my goodness. Yeah, what is this? We are making amends. Clayface? You have my number. Expect a call from my manager now, Lady White. T'enjoy Tongong Ishida. Damn it! Wrap us up, Basil. Airtight. Yes, Miss Zatara. Miss Zatara, right? Zatanna, Zatara. Two Z's there, just like me. Nothing is getting in or out. No! Tell him in. So that is let me in backwards. And then, what? This is... So, this must be your coven. It seems like a sweet memory. Oh, I've got to verify. See if you can do it, TikTok. Being very slow. All right. Almost there. Perfect. All right. Gloves going back on, and we're going to finish this bad boy. We're near the end, my friends. The end of reading Zatanna as Zatanna. Magical Moon Day Monday into Tuesday as we're going through the portal together. So we're in the white lady who's like a vampire, her memory, right? So she's like, it can't be, looking at everyone. She says, what are you doing? You have no right. This isn't my doing, Lady White. Look again. Dun, dun, dun. Remember, she made a deal with like a dark goddess, and those things are never to be trusted. And see the truth. So that's what it says, but backwards. And I'm going to try to say it backwards. Dent ist et utre. This is the true cost of making a deal with Allura. She is a true parasite, a dark elemental of pure negative emotion. She latches onto a host and feeds on their memories, their magic, leaving behind a soulless husk. Tisk Zatanna, always ruining my fun. And you wonder why I hate you so much. So, that story about being a twin princess and your mother separating them. A lie. So she used that, so there wasn't even two princesses of light and darkness. It's just some like hateful biatch. A lie. The princess was one of her victims. The two of them took to each other so deeply that they practically became one. My mother was tasked with excising the parasite and saving the princess. The most perfect soul I ever tasted. Oh, that princess would have satiated me for eternity. So she's like a succubus, soul-sucking creature who told a lie to get the vampire chickie to help her. Alas, that wretched Cinderella owes me a soul, but seeing as that she's too dead to pay, let the daughter inherit the mother's sin. There was no sin. She did an exorcism, and now the demon wants revenge, which I guess that is a thing too. All right. Arolia Nayar Odo Dana Harkut Eret Arketsigan. Hopefully that was right. Ha! Are paltry parlor tricks all you have, Zatanna? Sorry, but I need to talk to the lady who is actually in charge here. Trevani! What? Lady White, you had a deal with Allura, right? So here is a counter offer for you. You can uphold your deal, continue to fight me, and I put you down, or we temporarily call a truce and you take back control of your life once and for all. No strings? No strings. Finally, a fair deal. Ugh, I hate losing. But it seems like I must step away and cut my losses. Oh, no, you don't. I'm not letting you creep back into the shadows this time, Allura. Look at this panel of Zatanna. It looks awesome. Amazing, right? Yes, it is Zatanna, that bro Cisco. I've reappeared. They thought they had shattered my soul and destroyed me, but really, it was just another trick. So welcome back. I'm reading the tail end of my title comic book read. Crazy demon lady trying to make me pay for the sins of my mother kind of situation. Okay, so let's do it. Ubakip, or so peekaboo, that's what it says backwards. Late Vaten? How? The problem with lies is this. It's easy to lose track of one, courtesy of Basil Carlo. Ha! So what? You think that will stop me? There is no lie that can end my hatred for you and your damned family. Then, what about the truth? For all your plans and all your schemes, all your lies and tricks, you have never and will never prevail against me. Do you want to know why, Allura? Eselena you era to su selectin their chips. So what does this say? Because you are just less harmless little spirit. You are just a harmless little spirit. That's basically what she says to her. So, shadow goddesses got nothing on Zatanna, basically. Oh, thank you, right? Because, as I said, magicians, even the stage magicians, they're also caretakers of the real stuff, the real magic, and knowing what is a trick and what is the real thing. Okay, and the truth in the fiction, right? So now, off the, Itarian coast, this view is stunning. I can see why you'd want to come here. Actually, this lighthouse means a lot to me. One of the only memories I have of both my mother and father together happened here. They brought me here after a show, and I was in a real bad mood. I wanted ice cream and was kicking up a big stink about not having any. Now somehow, through my incoherent whining and babbling, I managed to say the word gelato backwards, with enough meaning that 3 giant scoops of gelato fell from the sky. It's also the memory Letvatan latched onto and defiled, same as Allura and that lake house of yours. And then jumping back to present day. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't forgive you, Lady White, but I can recognize that you were preyed upon and manipulated by Allura and Brother Knight. I hope that by talking like this, laying all our cards out on the table, we can avoid escalating the conflict between us. Fine. Then, may I ask, whatever happened to Allura? I wasn't expecting that to be your first question. Here, I'll introduce you. Emok etre Allura. And you can see here. It looks kind of like a Pokemon, actually. It's like, did you turn Allura into a Pokemon? What the heck happened here? That's her? Mew Mew. Yep. Meet Allura, a harmless little spirit. Guess that was the spell, right? Letvatan's power isn't absolute. If I can break out, someone as tenacious as her will find a way too. The way I see it, it's better to keep her close than risk her scheming again in the shadows. Again and again. Well, she is very cute. So she turned that demon chickie into like a cute little Pokemon character. Dapper Cisco, Constantine has been wonderful. We've been working on some new co-magic things. Because remember, Constantine doesn't like performing. He kind of likes to drink a lot and smoke in the corner. But he's very powerful. So to do some of the more epic things, I'm going to need some help. So all the other magic users out there as well, we're working on some playbooks that we can all share. Wolfie is a Sag, not in this one. He's sleeping right now. You want to say hi, Wolfie? He'll come say goodbye tonight, actually, because he just woke up, actually. He was sleeping in his bed, but because of the bedtime read, right? I put Constantine to sleep with this. Alright, so she is very cute. Mew. Fair enough. Your turn. Do you know anything about Adam's whereabouts? So I think they're talking about Adam Strange here in the DC universe. So funny how there's these different commonalities or matchups between the DC and Marvel universe, right? You have Stephen Strange, who's Doctor Strange in Marvel, but in the DC universe you have someone called Adam Strange who deals with the Zeta Beam. And if you watched Krypton, the TV show, which is about Superman's great-great-grandfather on Krypton, Adam Strange appears in there from the future. So he's got some spooky Yeah, spooky action at a distance, like spooky action stuff. But I think he's on Justice League Dark in this like timeline. So Zatanna's wondering where Adam Strange is, because maybe he's just, Zeta beamed out with his like alien girlfriend somewhere. And she says to her, I do not. He went missing in the aftermath of the fight. No one on my team could locate him with any kind of scrying or divination magic. So Zatanna's here trying, and I love how like Wonder Woman's like the main backup here for Zatanna. It's great. Because I think also too, Wonder Woman's powers do come from magic as well. So there's something there. I find it extremely unlikely that Adam could just disappear in the state he was in without any external aid. So, I will ask you again. Do you know anything about Adam's whereabouts? So she's asking it like, do you know anything about where Adam is? I have not seen your undead protege. Fine, your question. How have you dealt with the Crimson Palace? Do you really care about the club, or are you just after Brother Knight? Both. The Crimson Palace is in the care of a friend, away from prying eyes until we discover exactly what it is. And as for Brother Knight, look at how creepy he is here. He's still inside the walls. We don't know what that means for him or the palace. All right, then let me leave you with a warning, Zatanna Zatara. I have no quarrel with you, but will tear through anything and anyone to get to Brother Knight. Well then, I may still have a quarrel with you. Oh yes, oh have a good night, Dick Grayson. Sweet dreams. Maybe see y'all there. You're letting her go. Things are raw right now. I can hear the city as we're trying to wrap up. Pushing would only lead to another fight. I'm banking on calmer minds finding a more peaceful solution in the future. And if they can't, then I know a big blue musclehead who's got my back. Ah, damned right. Besides, we do have a show to put on. How's the attendance? It's been a minute since the Oblivion Bar was this packed. Bobo is going to have my head for leaving Tracy and him alone for so long. Well, let's not keep them waiting much longer, because the show must go on. The show must go on. And so, there we go. Let's do it. See? It's showtime, baby. You too. Stay awesome. Stay super. Keep cultivating all those superhero gifts. And there's a fun story here too about Batgirl and Nightwing at the end, but I'm going to leave that for Batgirl to read when we talk a little bit more about Arkham and the spooky nature of Gotham City and certain cities in general and what lies in the subway or underneath the city kind of thing. All those spooky, scary stories, even like where you're from, if there's any haunted houses or any kind of fun stuff like that. Oh, have a great night, Timmy. So we've reached the end of the read. I went way later than I thought I would. I thought I would wrap this up about 15 minutes earlier. So tomorrow I'll be back live. We're going to talk a bit more about the Grand Cross. So Pokey, thank you for sending me the Power Ranger stuff. Maybe we'll also talk about the Power Rangers a little bit, because they talk about like power crystals and, even just, when you have superhero teams that get together as a team, like when you have a group of 5 together versus a group of, let's say, like 3, because me and hubby were watching K-pop Demon Hunters the other day, and I was just, Wolfie does trick time. I'm actually going to bring him on to say goodnight to you guys. We've been working on some acts, so, Come, my Wolfie. Come see your fans. Look at that face. Look. Look at, oh. Look at, he's got like bedhead. Look at his hair is growing out too. So thanks you guys for joining. All of us today. Me and Mr. Wolfie. We'll see you all very soon. Oh, you're so sleepy. You're so sleepy, aren't you? Just okay. Oh, there you go. Oh, nuts. Oh. You can hear him in the reels. That's true, Pokey. Wolfie is the real star of the show. I basically said to him, I'm like, you know, if my whole life purpose was just to take care of you, Wolfie, that would be good enough for me. Because I feel like he was probably like some sort of god in a past life, and this is like his reward. Because you come back in another lifetime, perhaps if you came back as a spoiled dog. Wouldn't be such a bad life. All right, guys. So I'll catch you all tomorrow. We're gonna talk some astro. I don't really know exactly when. I'm gonna try to aim for like lunchtime, but we'll see. So remember, my friends, thank you guys for joining me for this read of Zatanna. We're going to have the replay available real soon in full for all members of the Cosmic Comic Book Club. But remember, guys, it takes true courage for you to be exactly you in the game of life. So remember to play as you, because the universe is counting on you. But no worries, I do have your back. So have a great night, everyone. Lots of love from Miss Z Zatanna. And until next time, stay magical.